finally, we of course join us ourselves in this cricket.com preview. I was waiting, I was honestly waiting whether to go to office and do it, but I'll do it from the comfort of my house. My name's Avni Shaiti. Watching this match preview, Sri Lanka versus Pakistan, which is a virtual semi-final. It's a 45-over contest. It's a 9-over power play. We'll tell you all the details going forward. But hello to Somesh Agarwal and Nikhil Povat. Som, I'll start with you. I know the toss is just moments away, but Pakistan wholesale changes, 5 of them, and they have to win this contest and pray that the weather also works in their favor.
Absolutely. Let's see if they make further changes now that the game is a little shortened. I don't think it's shortened enough for them to sort of force other changes. They've already made quite a few. A few of them are forced, of course, given Naseem Shah has been ruled out of the tournament and Haris Rauf is injured as well. So those two, can't be helped with. Fakhar Zaman's form has been iffy. So that is the third change that they had to sort of do. But from Pakistan's perspective, it's a must-win game and Sri Lanka won't mind a washout.
Yeah, Nikhil, do you agree with those thoughts? Because I know Sri Lanka haven't had the best of, the luck against the Pakistanis in the last 6 years in ODI cricket. In fact, the last 8 times they've met, Pakistan won all those games. But what do you reckon today? Do you think Sri Lanka can continue a decent run of form even though India snapped their streak?
Yeah, I think the good thing for Sri Lanka has been they found ways to win. We discussed about this in the last one as well. Velalage stepped up with both bat and ball. And those stats are somewhat misleading because they haven't played an ODI since the 2019 World Cup. I think not. I don't think they've played any ODI in that sense. So most of them haven't come in with this lineup. There are quite a few people who've been consistent for Sri Lanka. I think on paper, I'll give Sri Lanka probably 55-45 of a chance. More so because they've been playing together as a group far more. And this Pakistan unit has some major players missing in Naseem and Harif and in Naseem and Haris. So those two are very big boots to fill. But opportunity is there for Harris to make a claim and also for the all-rounders who've come into the side.
Sri Lanka have bowled the opposition out 14 times back-to-back in one-day international. What does that tell you, Som? And do you think Pakistan right now, given that the hamstring with these injuries, who starts favourites?
It's a tricky one. The points that Nikhil has alluded to somehow feel make Sri Lanka a slight favourite, but I think Pakistan altogether is a dangerous side, and it's a team that has a reputation of sort of when they are cornered, they tend to play a lot better. I would actually call it an even contest. Had Pakistan have had both the main primary seamers fit, I think I would have fancied Pakistan a little more. But those changes, because of those forced changes, I feel it's going to be 50-50.
Okay. By the way, all the stats are most welcome on this cricket.com preview. Like always, Santosh Shuruppa kicking off things and saying all I cleared another Asia Cup final without India versus Pakistan. Yeah, maybe even destiny has it that they won't play each other in this de facto bilateral series is what we keep calling it. By the way, I just want to allude to some stats as well as we go forward in this curtailed preview because it's going to be a curtailed game as well. Now, is alluding to the last 5 one-day internationals, and it's all been going in the green favor with regards to Pakistan, Sri Lanka. And we'll dish out some more stats. Remember, all of this is available on the cricket.com website and the app, so watch out. We'll also give you confirmation about the toss and the Sri Lankan team in just moments away with I think another couple of minutes we should have the toss. Next, coming back to you right now, Pakistan started off this tournament really well, thumping Nepal, bowling out India relatively cheaply, you would say, and then battering Bangladesh. But then off late, they've just been everything is going bad for them.
Yeah, I think they'll do the 2-day fixture more so because of the people that they lost due to it. And that really hampers your plan because, India have played without Bumrah for a year. So we know how it feels to play without your strike bowlers. And I think that is something. And the thing is, I feel as Pakistan as a unit are dependent on one particular facet in each department, that is top 3 with the bat and the 3 paces with the ball. If the top 3 doesn't click, then there is enough quality material out there who've done it in the past for them to take it out of the situation. Same with the ball. If Naseem Hasim, Naseem, Haris, and Shaheen, sorry for getting those names, we have wired up. But if they don't give you new ball wickets, then a lot of pressure on Shadab, Nawaz, Fahim to then take a lot of wickets. And I think that's where you kind of get that the dependency is maybe too much. And I don't know if it's fair to say, but I feel they're kind of underprepared in that sense, in terms of what if this doesn't work? You don't quite know if Mohammad Wasim who's likely to play today, if Zaman Khan who's likely who's going to play today, if there will be an automatic replacement choices because you haven't seen enough of them.
So I just want to talk about the Pakistan changes slightly further, especially the one up top with Fakhar going on and going out, and of course Harris coming in. What do you make of Harris? Because we saw him, I think, bedazzle everyone in that Pakistan versus South Africa game in Sydney, and ever since he's caught my eye. What else could this boy do? Because now it's a curtail game. Pakistan have to go for it. Do you like that change?
Yeah, it was bound to happen because Fakhar Zaman has been short of runs for a while now. We've already seen what Haris can do in the T20. We saw that in the T20 World Cup, and people who follow PSL have known him before even the T20 World Cup. So I think the Pakistan have sort of made a like-for-like change. Only the difference being he's a right-hander, but he's also a basher, which sort of fits well with Imam, who takes his time and is more of a traditional mold opener. So on that regard, it was bound to happen. A broader point that I'd like to make, especially about this game, is the way I see it. These two sides are very complementary. They are pole apart in terms of their strengths. For Sri Lanka, the opening combination has been struggling, whereas Pakistan, barring the top three, others are sort of unknown commodity. Pace bowling is the strength for Pakistan. Spinners, they are unsure. And for Sri Lanka, it's completely opposite, where they want the spinners to take the wickets. So this is a very...
Pakistan won the toss and elected to bat. So what do you make of that, Somesh?
Surprising call with the weather. Tricky, I think. Not that easy to just want to bat first, I feel.
Yeah, but I just want to think about it a little further, because how will they go about it right now? I know that they don't have their star bowlers in Naseem and Rauf. They need a good total, you think? Because even though Sri Lanka, you think, are a team which likes to defend, so is this advantage Pakistan given the weather around?
Yeah, I'm trying to put my head around this decision actually. So when you don't have your primary bowling attack, so to speak, that becomes your weaker suit.
Exactly.
So why would you put an additional pressure on your weaker suit by asking them to defend the total? Had I been in this situation, I would have rather forced Sri Lanka to bat first, see what my bowlers have put up, and fancied myself as a captain and the batting line to sort of chase that down. But I think, they must have thought of something.
Just going back to that change with Imam going out and Harris coming in, why do it just before the World Cup? Does that unsettle things, Nikhil Popat, or not really?
It's very interesting. Maybe they feel
5
overs are too many for Imam to play. Because no other way that you probably say that if you announce the 11, maybe I hope there isn't an injury there. So let's wait for those coaches to come in. But
Fakhar
is playing, Imam is out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Avnish, you already understood it, because I was planning to change, sort of correct you there, but I thought you already had a look at the 11. So actually, that's our update, and that's what Nikhil is talking about.
Yeah.
That's very strange. Sorry, my bad.
So it is actually back spasm and fever. So the back spasm is traveling apparently, which is, I hope,
it's contagious.
And I think this is going to be very, very crucial for all the sides in the World Cup, because I know I may sound stupid, but not a lot of sides have been playing ODIs that often. So to suddenly get to that mold, playing back-to-back games, travel, all of this will get to people. So you'll have to really I know it sounds a very stupid thing to say.
So does that mean if I'm Fakhar Zaman, I'm thinking to myself, damn, these guys dropped me, and if the game started on time, I would be playing that game But now with the toss, and he's just warmed up there, so he's now gone.
He must be calling KL Rahul ke KL bhai thoda batao ऐसा time पे कैसे prepare करूं खुद को. Hopefully he's brought skit.
So
Hopefully
is this like is this a stricter warning to Fakhar and be like, get it right? This is your last chance to get it right.
I mean, nothing to lose as far as Fakhar's situation is concerned, right? I mean, he would have been out already, but let's see. I mean, see, these sort of things have their way of working in a very weird manner. You never know. Fakhar emerges as, a potential game changer in this particular match.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me think about the other Pakistani changes as well as I'm going through the lineup. We'll tell you about the Sri Lanka change that they brought in. Kusal Pereira is in, which is a real surprise. Another change, Fakhar Zaman. We spoke about him coming in right now, but what about the other Zaman right now, Nix? Because he apparently is the whole sensation which is going through. He doesn't have any ODI experience, but can you tell me and the viewers more about him?
Yeah, I'm sure a few of them would have seen him in the PSL. Few would have seen him with Manchester Originals in the 100. So he's a guy who you're probably likening him to somebody whose role is to bowl probably one, like a first spell in your power play. May not always be power play in the ODI format, but in the T20 format, you want to close the power play out with him maybe, and then you hold back for him because he's slingy and can beat the batters that way in the air. And again, if there is movement, he's good at getting that as well and has decent amount of pace to back it. So I think he'll be crucial, even more so because they're defending a total. And if conditions hold true and we have a full 45-over game, I think his role will be very, very critical because I don't see this side going in terms of the game ending in the first 20-25 overs. It will invariably go towards the end, and you will see everybody who's part of this, at least in terms of pacers, they've got the majority of wickets. So he'll be in play. And how Sri Lanka are able to counter him could decide, because otherwise, the only change is in the batting. The bowling is still relatively very, very inexperienced because Wasim is not playing many. Zaman playing his first. And you pair him with Shadab, who's not taken a lot of wickets. I don't know. It gives you the vibe that this could be a proper thing.
Mohammad Nawaz also comes back in by default as well. And Mohammad Wasim, like you mentioned, is Shubh's favorite player. So Shubh, if you're watching, shout out to you because you think Mohammad Wasim Jr. is the best. Somesh will agree with me on that. But so now I'm looking at the Pakistan team sheet, right? And I don't even think like this guy will open here, this Harris, because don't you think it'll be Abdullah Shafiq who comes in for South Shakil who has a fever? So him and Fakhar will open. Babar, Rizwan, then Harris.
But why would they do it? I mean, it'll just create a lot of mess for them.
Because so where would you play Abdullah Shafiq?
Abdullah Shafiq was not supposed to play this game anyway, so they can have it as a lottery pick. I think they should definitely open Harris. If anything, maybe push Fakhar in middle order and open with Abdullah Shafiq. I mean, but they're not going to do it. Ideally, they should just open with Harris and Fakhar Zaman and keep Abdullah Shafiq in the middle order. It's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, why sacrifice Harris for two players who were not supposed to be in the 11, right? Why make him uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's also there. By the way, let's just speak about that Sri Lanka 11, as you can see below us, I should say, which is, of course, Pramod Madhushan coming back into the scheme of things, as well as Kusal Pereira. Now, the latter definitely interests me, and I don't know whether that's going to be a long-term thing or if he comes in for someone because of an injury or a back spasm, because it's contagious these days. What do you make of Kusal Pereira? Because he's a real interesting one. I don't know why he gets left out as well. I think he bought such a long rope when he got that win for them across formats with that test win in South Africa. But Nikhil, come on. Do you think he has a little bit of a role to play here heading into the World Cup?
Yeah, 100%. Kusal player for Sri Lanka. Sorry, I couldn't wait on that pun. But no, he's someone who's played a lot of cricket, and this is home ground. In the World Cup, you want that experience also to come through of being in difficult situations and having more options. Now, they found a very good guy in Sri Lanka who's shown promise in this format, most runs at that spot ever since he's made his debut, I think. So there is a lot of quality there. Sadira's good form is also a welcome bit for them. So now if you're able to find more support for them, for these two, then it just builds the team far more well, because now Somesh Jinx has already worked on TDS. So now I'm waiting for another name from him so that I can take him in my team today.
Actually, I was gonna jinx or reverse jinx Karunaratne, but he's already out of the team.
Oh.
No, I mean, who do you like generally in ODIs? Pereira or Karunaratne? So
Yeah, I'll pick Kusal Pereira over Karunaratne all day when it comes to white ball cricket.
yeah, because he just has a Jaisuriya DNA in him, right? Much more than a steady and stable Karunaratne.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that sort of parallel has been drawn throughout his career. I don't know if it has helped him or not. But I mean, see, with Kusal Pereira, there is potential. He has played a few very famous knocks. He's just not consistent, and that's the reason he's in and out of the team. But actually, the point is, uh, when it comes to white ball cricket, you rather have players who are high risk, high reward. Because ultimately, if you are playing sides which on paper are better than you, then if your 11 has more such players, the chances of you winning goes up. Because if you have players whose ceiling are always a middling total or a par score, then more often than not, other teams will chase that down. And that is the reason why I said that I always prefer Pereira over Karunaratne when it comes to white ball cricket. And you need someone to capitalize on the power play as well. We saw both Pathum Nisanka and Karunaratne being dismissed pace in all 4 games. So they are not even surviving long enough to sort of make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's food for thought. Let's just address what's going to happen right now in about 6 minutes' time, which is Pakistan batting first. And with weather around and with them have to win situation, I don't know how they're going to go about their business out there, Nikhil Popat. Can you shed some light on it? Because I'm thinking how they're going to counter the Sri Lankan spinners who've been pretty decent. And how do they approach this game? Because the clouds are still about as I look across. Do they go at it, or do they think they preserve their wickets and then take it maybe 5 overs by 5 overs kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that's how the situation will have to be looked at, because you can't look too far ahead and play for rain. So you just have to get yourself in. And Pakistan in general are a side who like to take their time. So if you give them bad balls, they're not going to not punish them, but their side who usually want to go at 4.55, and then you take it from there. And one of the top two, when they settle, then they are more than happy to go big. So I think that's where Fakhar Zaman's innings will be very, very critical, because many times he's looked like, okay, now he'll get the big one, now he'll get the big one. And today could just be the game that he sets the tone for Pakistan up top. Because if not for him, then everybody, I think, will go take it slow, steady, build a platform, get to score, and then hope the likes of the 3 all-rounders in Iftikhar, Shadab, and Nawaz, everybody has a good time. So I think it's going to be take it as it comes, unless Fakhar takes off.
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise also for Pakistan that they're getting all these changes in, and it gives all their bench guys some good game time out there. Meanwhile, we'll reflect more stats right now, because Babar Azam, even though he scored just 27 runs in his last 2 innings, remember this, he's one of the best in the business, and that shows you why. Highest average in ODIs, minimum 2,000 runs, and Babar is right up there. In fact, surpassing the King and Michael Bevan. So more interesting nuggets like this available on cricket.com. And of course, the app is fantastic and it's free to download. So why don't you go check that out? Right. We always do predictions in the preview, guys, with rain around 45 overs. Put your thinking hats on, prediction hats on, Somesh, if you have one.
By the way, just circling back to Babar Azam, like Lord for the Legends, he just fancies Sri Lanka so much. He's never been dismissed in a single digit score against Sri Lanka.
He ate Sri Lanka
मतलब
for
आज हो रहा है
breakfast.
आज हो रहा है फिर today is going for a single
Yeah,
digit.
so ये देखा, so jinx करने का मौका नहीं छोड़ा मैंने.
Okay, so what's your prediction then? 250 will be good, or is that optimistic?
Yeah, I'd say 241.
241. Okay, fair shot. Minding this is a 45 over game, of course, so don't hold us hostage.
Oh, हाँ. Oh, भाई रुको. थोड़ा सा मुझे, I'll say 221 then. Yeah.
221.
Yeah.
Okay, 221. Nikhil, you?
Yeah, I'll stick with 241. I think they should get there, hopefully. If, of course, 45 over game.
Yeah, I think 213. I'm just going to be modest with the Pakis, but
I
think
have
get
a
the job
question
done.
for Nikhil actually. Nikhil, just pick on who's going to have a better day, Mohammad Haris or Kusal Pereira.
Kusal Pereira.
Kusal
At least
Pereira.
on paper. Baki Harris can take off. But
So all you guys watching this preview and hoping for fantasy tips for sure. By the way, shout out to our correspondent in Colombo right now. He goes on to say in the
Seems very
comments, the
dry.
match is happening on a fresh wicket. Seems very dry. So I don't know if that'll assist
बस the proper feel लेकर आया.
Sri Lanka more. Abbas Kunde saying 212. Abbas, like similar thoughts on your scene. By the way, we're going to be doing the review as well. So check that out and wait for it. And not to forget, Deep Point with Gilly Cricket will be happening as well at 8:30 because it's Thursday today. So go give him some love. I think he has going to be getting some guests on his show. They're going to be previewing the women's cricket team, the Indian women's cricket team before the Asiad game. So that's going to be a fun watch at 8:30 if you guys think this game is not going to play out well. Right, the fans are kind of in the stands, the music, and of course the trumpets are coming through. So, Nikhil, thank you so much for this time. It's a shortened preview, but it's a shortened game as well. I'll catch you boys post-match, and hopefully we get an India-Pakistan final, guys. Are we all supporting Sri Lanka today?
Sri Lanka Mata, who knows?
Supporting cricket today.
Come on, Som, give me a winner. Who do you want? Sri Lanka or Pakistan?
I think Pakistan should win.
And who do you want to win?
It doesn't. I mean, how does it matter?
It matters. It matters to the viewers, a lot of fans.
If I'm a neutral in an India-Pakistan game, I mean, I'm definitely going to be a neutral in a Pakistan-Sri Lanka game.
Okay, Nikhil, do you want an India-Pakistan or India-Sri Lanka final?
I'll be an India-Sri Lanka final. Watched out.
Okay, it's tough to put these boys in a spot. I'll try my best, but we'll catch you guys post-game. Thanks for watching. It's a goodbye from us. We'll see you soon. And like this video, please, for the love of God. Bye.